that part you thought you got away with. That's why you failed in your relationship. Let's face it. You were too polite, and you didn't.
And she saw that as
try to
weakness.
sneak it past
This
the
guy's
goalie.
clearly a cuck if he's not willing to fart in front of me.
I suck dick. You just love the dick between my cheeks.
How many viewers did you get last night? I'm genuinely curious.
I got up to 6 viewers. Isn't that crazy?
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
All right. Is that a new record?
It actually kind of is. I don't think I have hit double digits yet.
Well, again, it's hard to compete against the OnlyFans Twitch titty streamers.
Right.
It's hard to compete.
Well, you know what? I can't hate. If it makes them money, why not? If I had a choice between showing my butthole or flipping fries, fuck it. I'll show my butthole. I don't care.
That's a true libertarian stance, and my God, I stand with you.
It's not even a libertarian stance. It's that, like, look, everyone's underpaid, right? But like that job is super underpaid. Okay. I worked at a gas station where high schoolers got away with murder, and I got punished all of the time because I wasn't in a high school football game. If God came down to me, it's either you can do that for the rest of your life or you have to poop on some guy's chest for the rest of your life. I'd just be like, fuck it. I can't go back to that. It sucked so much ass.
This is so depressing. I've never been in a position to be like, this event was so bad in my life, I'd rather shit on a dude's chest for money. We've lived different lives. I'm not too sure I'd accept the offer of shitting on somebody's chest.
The thing is, I think you've made better choices in life than I have, for the most part.
I don't know, man. Now I'm in I'm in a grab box. Maybe if I shit on a dude's chest daily for money, at least, there'd be some expectation of knowing I only have to work for 20 minutes today because I can only shit once.
Yeah.
Versus the grab bag of, well, what the fuck can happen in the next 8.5 hours? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if one is better than the other.
Yeah, let me be clear. I'm just saying this about like fast food jobs / like not like a prison guard or a freaking working at an office. I'm talking about working at a McDonald's. Working with high schoolers is the worst experience you can fucking have as a 30-year-old.
It's even true because I work around youths and they're little shits. Fuck those high school little brats that murder people. They're the worst.
Wait, there's high schoolers in prison?
The one I work at houses you. Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, they're in like are they in a separate like building, or are they just they're separated from like the adults?
Oh,
I'm assuming, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. The idea of the other prisoners using the term fresh meat on anybody under the age of 18 is real and scary and litigious. They're 100% separated at all times. Under every circumstance. Yeah.
That's good. You had me worried for a second. I thought there were some people that were tried as an adult and then went to adult prison. I'm like, ugh.
Well, it's true if you look at prison as all facilities lumped together and just called prison. They are. Are they housed with adults? No.
Right.
But you want to know the scary part of it?
What?
At some point, those youths turn 18 and then they go with the adults.
Yeah.
And it's just as simple as moving them to the next unit over. So they get thrown to the wolves at some point, and that's just a fact. Dude, there are youths in there that have longer prison sentences than the adults. And that's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, I thought like you only get longer prison sentences if you're tried as an adult because you
Yeah,
you have to do some heinous shit to have a long ass sentences and as a kid, right?
Yeah, you may not be directly involved in it, but if you participated in something and still got sentenced, yeah.
I don't like that.
It has to do, if you're 4 kids deep in a car and you drive up on somebody, rob them, and they get stabbed, shot, and murdered, you participated in a murder, ergo, you get prison. So
that sucks.
They're not all,
because I could see myself being in a situation where we're like, all right, we're all cool, right? We're just gonna rob the guy and that's it. And everyone's like, yeah. And then the one wild card decides to do it, and then now you're in jail for life because one guy decided to go off script.
Right. So you then just you try to dispose of the gun, also known as tampering with evidence. Right. You try to hide the body, which in itself is another crime. Right. So you participate in all these little things, and you end up in prison. That's how it goes.
Fuck.
So yeah, depressed. Look at that. We're just going from one depressing story to the next. This is
yeah.
there's a downer stream, a downstream. Needs to be an upstream.
Downstream where we talk about our
Downstream.
feelings and shit.
Oh, but feelings aren't always depressing. I think.
Yeah.
Wait, we're dudes though. Maybe the only thing we do feel are like bad feelings because good feelings are inappropriate.
Good feelings are gay,
and we don't feel those.
We don't do that shit.
Good feelings are gay. They're like women who fart. They don't exist. We don't have good feelings. Just like women don't fart or shit. They're just things that the genders don't do or have the capacity for.
There's this new TikTok trend. I'm not on TikTok, but I get the Instagram reels, whatever. Anyway, there's this new trend with the kids, and I absolutely love it, where they'll be like, oh, here's how to cover up a fart. And then they'll cough and then wait like a solid 2 or 3 seconds and then rip the loudest fucking fart. Or they'll drop a folder on the floor. Like they'll just get everyone's attention pretending they're trying to cover it up. So like they'll drop a folder, everyone will turn to look at the person, and then a solid second will go by, and then just it's fucking like cover up failures that are done on purpose. It's beautiful. I love that. Like that's one of those things I see and I'm like, the kids are all right. The kids are gonna be all right.
That is a form of deadpan humor I can appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's great.
All right, now we're on an upstream. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We got to get back on the downstream.
Oh, fucking A,
downstream.
Shit. What have I done?
Life is suffering.
This is like a real stereotypical man thing that is of me. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I'm scared of like real crying in front of like someone I'm with. Because I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, I wish you'd cry more in front of me. I'd be supportive. But as soon as I did, like, oh, I thought you were a real man. Like my biggest fear is like, oh, I thought you were a real man, and then I saw you cry. And like, I don't think I can see you the same anymore. That's like a genuine fear.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's a fucking double standard. Is all it is. I want to men should emote more. Well, okay, all more. Where has masculinity gone?
Yeah.
All these emotional men everywhere with their feelings. But if only they opened up more. We go to work and we're not allowed to cry over the type of work that we do. We do it. Yeah. We cry a little when we see the paychecks, but that's done in silence in our cars, in the parking lot for just a few minutes.
Yeah, we get away from the family. We drink a fifth of vodka, and we come back and we just compose ourselves and pretend everything's gonna be okay.
And even if it's not okay, we'll admit things aren't okay, but we won't be emotional about it.
Right.
How are things going? Oh, we're fucked. Financially, we're fucked. But we'll be okay. We'll get by. What do you mean we're fucked? What does that mean for the family? Oh, we're going to be destitute and on the streets in like a couple weeks, but we'll get by. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll make it work. It'll be okay. We'll live off of ramen and handouts. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Out of curiosity, with how the economy is today, do you like look back at other people that were poor back in the day and have zero respect for them because the economy was so much better? They had more of a chance and fucked it up.
I've never been given that question before, and I've never thought of.
It's a thing that's been going through my head. That's why I brought it up.
I'm gonna have to chew on it for a second. I don't know because like my buddy, his dad, life savings, retired, all invested in Enron.
Oh,
now,
no.
Do you remember Enron?
I remember Enron. Yep.
There
were people who killed themselves because of this story that you're about to tell right now.
And it led to his parents divorcing and his dad having to go back to work. His family wasn't destitute. It just robbed his parents, of golden years. That's like as close to like a real life story for that as I can think of. But I will say this: I don't have a sense of like feeling bad for people. I have envy for the ones that did well and were never affected by that. Like people that bought their houses in the 80s and 90s and just stuck it through, and the house is now paid off. They're free of these disgusting mortgages, and all they've seen is their $100,000 house blossom into a $350,000 like asset. I'm envious of that.
Oh yeah.
Like that's where that's where I feel affected, is watching people who just did the normal thing and now they're like rich because everything went to shit. Or I shouldn't say
Yeah.
rich. They have assets that are worth a damn, because of the inflation and how like financing and housing and all that's super expensive. If they wanted to sell their house and go live in an apartment, they wouldn't have to live. Or I'm sorry, they wouldn't have to worry about money uh, at all. They'll just die with money still in the bank, paying
Right.
$1,000 a month on rent and living off of interest on their house sale. They'll be fine.
Because like, I don't know. Because like, I feel like I've taken every step to try to be self-sufficient, and it's just not happening.
Right. You and I, we were born 10 years too late to really take advantage of that.
Right.
Like if we were born maybe 10 years earlier, we might be like one of those people I envy so fucking much. But, you know, I got by because I was always on like the leading edge of these terrible things happening. I was never sucked into them. I know I've talked about how luck has always been on my side.
Right.
And it's been largely that. I've just been super duper lucky with a lot of things I've done. With timing, it's always been timing. My timing has been stupendous with this crap. And it's not like I have any kind of insider information because I'm a moron. I don't know shit about investments. I don't know shit about IRAs and 401ks and bonds. And I don't know crap. But I'm lucky when I have danced with it. And I don't think that's skill. I think that's stupid luck. I can't win for shit on a slot machine. But I get lucky on everything else. I mean, so we're you say you look back and there's like almost a depression behind it. How did you phrase it? You said you see people that are like doing really bad now. Is that what you alluded to?
Here's the thing: boomers who couldn't get a job back then and were failures at life. I'm like, how did you fail at life back then when now is so much harder to succeed? That's my thing.
Okay. I don't know, but I'm going to guess they've lived in their parents' basement until they were 40, 50, 60.
And you could save money and have a job while that's happening, though. That's the thing. I'm living with my parents right now, and I'm still not being able to afford. I'm still not making a profit. No, that fucking sucks ass.
Right. I mean, let's face it, man. There was a period in our life where you could get, let's say, a combo meal. You could point at any fast food chain. You could get it for $5, and you'd be satisfied off that meal. Now go to that same place and it's over double. It's over double. The cost of shit is expensive. And when it comes to housing, right? I kind of just I threw it to the wind a little bit just because I'm like, well, listen, houses that were built in the 60s, they weren't built with the modern conveniences of today in mind. They were retrofitted. So that house that was, cheap back in the day was cheap because it didn't have AC ducts. It didn't have coaxial lines brought in. It had lead pipes. Cheapness built into it. Nowadays, it's got to have central AC. It's got to have cable line shit already built in. It's got to have dependable plumbing. It's got to be temperature controlled. It's got all these kind of modern ideas put into it to keep the modern person happy. And that shit is expensive. Like an AC unit, central air, a furnace, for God's sake. Like all those things are like, they aren't cheap and they've never been cheap. But they're built into the houses nowadays. And think of the demands people have like on space in houses. In the old days, houses, bigger than apartments, maybe a little bit bigger, but not always much. Like my grandmother's house looks like it was built for people that were never over 5'5" and weighed 100 pounds. Everything was just slim, tight, and neat. Now we got to have king size beds, and we got to have room for a desk and 3 monitors, and we got to have 4 outlets in every room, and
Right.
you know, we have expensive tastes nowadays, so everything is expensive in turn.
Kind of. I think we kind of have expensive taste. The thing is that we also have expensive needs. Like, you cannot live, like, you need to have internet or else you will not function in society. I was able to barely function in society without a smartphone. Like,
Yeah.
we need internet now. We need like smartphone. We need like all this extra crap. Like you can live without 3 monitors.
No
There are
doubt.
people that I've known people that are so broke they don't even have a TV. They just watch YouTube on their phones. Like, it's
No, that's me, by the way. I live in a camper and I watch YouTube on my phone. That's all
Yeah.
I have. That's me.
Oh fuck. Hopefully soon you like one of your houses is able to be livable in.
Yeah, I joke. I joke because I just think it's so funny, because I did trade in the 5 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 kitchen house to go live in a swamp in a camper where I watch degenerate assholes all day. And it's miserable. Like, what did I do? What have I done? So it comes from a place of humor and pain and joy. Oh wait, I'm a man. It comes from there are no feelings involved. We will get by. We are getting by just fine. We live in a camper because we're getting by.
Anytime I have a feeling, I'd start chopping wood.
You're right. Which is a real state of being I've existed in for many months here. I just went out and chopped it until the feelings went away, until the pain was just in my knees, in my back, and my hands, and it was no longer emotional; it was physical.